welcome back to the Mindship Special Ed channel. My name is Dane, and today's discussion is going to be very, very important to my audience out there because today's topic is really, really important and it's going to be beneficial to all of you. Today happens to be a day that I have my first guest on the Mindship Special Ed studio or channel. And then we are going to have a discussion on the role of inclusion in education. Because inclusion is very, very important. Because inclusion makes sure that every child is included when it comes to teaching and learning. So that is why this topic is very important for us to have it. And then I have my guest here who happens to be Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles is very, very good or very intelligent, and he is really experienced when it comes to working with students with disabilities and those without disabilities in the same classroom setting. So I'm really glad to have him here so that we can interact with each other, or so that all of you can learn or benefit from the discussion. So Mr. Charles, you're very welcome to the Mindship Special Ed studio.
Thank you, Mr. Masahudu.
All right.
Yeah, just like you have heard, my name is Charles Maina Njoroge from Kenya, and I have taught for the last 16 years. So I have a vast experience in teaching. Okay. I teach mathematics, that is my major, but I also, my minor subject is physics. Okay. And I'm a Kenyan. I have taught in Kenya for the last 14 years, okay. And currently I'm in the US. This is my second year in the US.
All right, thank you very much.
I'm doing mathematics here. Okay. So I'm a mathematics teacher here in the US.
Okay.
And just like what my friend has said, I've taught, this is my the second year here.
Okay.
And it's an experience.
Okay.
It's an experience. I can say that it's a good experience at times to try to broaden your perspective and think beyond what is within you, and then you also look at what is in the horizons. And in a way, we have worked with Mr. Masahudu, being a special education teacher, and we have collaborated very well, and I'm also learning a lot from him. Okay. In a way, I can say he's a mentor to me. He's my mentor in terms of trying to handle the special or children or kids with various learning challenges.
Okay.
And I can witness and say that I'm learning a lot from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I also really like that because it has been so helpful and then good to work with you because sometimes I see how you try your possible best to put in or to incorporate appropriate strategies that can make sure that students with learning disabilities are not left out in your classroom. Because I know you've been working with since we've started working together or collaborating together. I've seen how you've been working seriously and tirelessly in order to make sure that those students that you have in your class who happens to be having learning disabilities are really benefiting a lot and they are really improving, and I like that.
Thank you.
That is why I have you here.
Thank you, sir.
So that you can share the experiences.
It's an honor.
Because at the end of the day, we are promoting inclusion when it comes to what? Education.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is it. So without not wasting my time, so I would like to ask you some few questions so that we can interact with each other.
Sure.
Yeah. So you have been working together with a lot of special education teachers, not just me,
yeah,
but other special education teachers, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you describe your working relationship with some of the special education teachers that you have worked with so far?
So far, this being my second year, I can say that the experience has been amazing.
Okay.
Because one thing that what I try to bring in is that I also try to put myself in their shoes, and
okay,
I try also to be part of what they are doing.
Okay.
So I try to come in and support what they have.
Okay.
And also try to put in a little effort or a little support here and there.
Okay.
Just to make sure what they are trying to achieve by the end of the semester is great.
Okay. Okay.
So far I can say my relationship is cordial. Okay. So we work very smoothly.
Okay.
And I I can also say that I've learned a lot from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is good. I really appreciate that, because you have good relationship, right? Because if you were not having good relationship with, working with the special education teachers, I don't think you and I would have been here to discuss or to have this discussion together, because it was through the collaborative teaching that we end up being friends.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I really appreciate that, and I really realize that you have good relationship with when it comes to working with special education teachers.
Yeah.
So that to make sure that those special education teachers, students in your class during the general education time, so that those students will not be left out.
Yeah, I actually feel like whatever they are doing is actually part of. It's like they are doing half of what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I always out there to get anything that they are out there to give, like in terms of support. Any follow up that they want to do from the kids that they have. And I believe that their goal is the same as mine, that by the end of the semester, we want to see and to feel that we did the best to assist the kids and to be part of their success.
All right.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much for those responses. So another question that I'll have to ask is what are some of the key strategies that you use to ensure that those students that you have who happens to be having learning disability in your class, what are some of the strategies that you use to make sure that they are included or they are not left out?
So there are quite a number of ways that I try to accommodate my learners. And so that everybody feel that they are part of my class and nobody feels as if they are left out or they are discriminated or they are also not given a chance like to grow or even to achieve their best. One of the things that I try to do is one is trying to have a good relationship with them, because without a relationship with a student, that professional relationship, we are not able to identify like what is it that I'm going to bring up or to bring between us, so that we can work together and feel that this learner is well accommodated and well catered for. The other thing that I also try to look at is try to learn their behavior and maybe their likes and dislikes, because without trying to know these students, we are not able to assist them much.
It's true.
So I try to present myself in a very approachable manner, that every other time these learner feels that they have something that they want to put across, I'm always available. And they are always ready and they are aware that I'm always there for them. And at times when they have like their requests, because different people have different likes and dislikes and preferences also. At times you may find a learner who may want to not be put in a group. You may just want to work alone. So at times if such an opportunity arises and a learner tries to maybe request that they may be allowed to work alone, I give
that kind of
that accommodation. And I also like going with a pace. Although it can be a big class of maybe 20 to 30 students. But at times you try to accommodate each one of them and try to not like to have a standard measure for all of them. You try to fit in, like there are those who may struggle a bit, but that doesn't mean that they won't learn. It is only that they may take time to do that. So at times they request for extended time, maybe to complete assignments, to do tasks, or even like if you are doing a quiz, if it's meant for like 30 minutes, you can even go ahead and extend the time, maybe depending on the ability of the learner. Because the bottom line is not to see what this learner has achieved vis-a-vis the others. It's in a way that is this learner able to try to bring out their potential, not trying to compare them with the others. And when you don't bring that judgment on the table, everybody is able to bring out their best in the class, and they're able to achieve their best. But I've also seen a case like last semester that a learner would feel as if she was getting more anxious, that she's not going to get it. And I would keep on reminding her that you are not here to compete. You are here to try to do your best. So don't try to compare yourself with anybody else.
Wow.
So that kind of repetition and trying to remind learners that you do your best and you are special, you are unique. Mm-hmm. So don't compete yourself, otherwise you are going to kill your morale and your abilities.
Okay.
So always try to struggle and to better yourself every day.
That's very good.
Yeah. So that every time they're even looking forward to come to your class. They may have their challenges. Those challenges as a teacher. Mm-hmm. At times I even tell them that apart from being a teacher, I'm a parent first. So I take you as my child.
That's great.
And the way I would want my child to be handled by another teacher, that's what I try to do every day. By the time they leave my class, they feel that they may not achieved a lot, mm-hmm. but there was something that they achieved and attained.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that response. I really like that response, because you even said something very important that you take into consideration, which is their accommodations. You gotta look inside, or you look through their IEPs, and then when the student is having extended time for assignment and test or quizzes, you make sure you take those things into consideration. So that
and at times there are even those who will also maybe make a request that they want to go and maybe take it from their resource teachers. They may be having challenges and their struggles. Mm-hmm. You give them that room, because if they feel that that is their best space to do the best, mm-hmm. why not give them? Yeah, that's one way of trying to support them and ensure that they also feel that they are being supported from all corners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for what you do for students who are having learning disabilities. That's great. So right now, another question that I would like to ask is, how do you differentiate instructions to meet those who are having learning disabilities? You know, this happens to be a class that have students without disabilities and those with disabilities. So how do you differentiate your instructions to make sure that you cater for each and every student?
It's a challenging everyday task, but knowing your learners make it quite easy, because you know their abilities, mm-hmm. and then you know how to target them. Like when you're giving instructions, you know there are some who are, we can say that they learn very fast.
Okay.
They will not struggle.
Okay.
But because it is a general class,
okay,
some see me, those who are quite fast, at times they may see me as if I'm taking too long with the examples, but in my mind I know maybe taking them through 1 or 2 or 3 examples because of student A, B and C. But I usually remind them that if you are good with the first example, we have this work and you can go ahead to do it.
Okay.
And then I also ensure that those whose abilities are a bit high, I give them go ahead to go and do the work.
Okay.
And I also incorporate some challenging questions for those who we can say that in the way, in such a class, in the class setting, they are gifted. But for those who may have their own challenges, at times they may not get through what you have taught. At times I also include videos.
Okay.
There are some who may do well when you attach a video,
okay,
in a way to reinforce what you have taught.
Okay.
So that even if they didn't get a concept, they're able to go back and maybe watch a video and see maybe what is it that I did not pick from the lesson.
Wow.
And then from there, if that one is still not enough, when you do our mini lesson, I also go around trying to give individual support.
That's very wonderful.
That is one-on-one
instruction.
And one-on-one instruction.
Okay.
And at times you may also see that we may have groups of learners who are almost of the same ability and they may have the same needs.
Okay.
So at times I also try to put them in small groups try to cater for their individual needs. And just to ensure that nobody feels left out, the individual tasks are also, I can say it is individualized depending on the ability of the learner, so that those who are up there, they don't feel as if they are not getting enough challenge. Those who are in the middle, they also feel that this is quite something that is challenging and it is also keeping us going. And also those who may have their own, you can say that those who may be a bit low there, you also try to bring them up by working with them daily and remind them that we are not in a competition.
Wow.
We are here to polish our skills individually. You always try to struggle and do your best every day, and you're not in a competition. Another strategy that I've also seen working is that these students, they also know each other.
Yes.
So at times they may also tend to understand each other better than they may understand you. So at times, and majorly, I also encourage them a lot to consult their friends and peers. I've also seen that work very well, because that now brings in the discussion to their level, and they are also able to use a language that is also understandable to each other.
Right.
So that's also another tool that I use.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like that response. That's very wonderful, because all these responses that you are giving to me is to ensure inclusive practices in the classroom.
Yeah.
And that is really good, because you are making sure that you are catering for every learner in your classroom. No learner is left out.
Yeah.
And that is actually inclusive practices when it comes to instructions and even in the classroom, or any activities or anything that goes on in the classroom.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles, for the experiences and then the things you are putting in place, strategies, and then those those supports that you are putting in place or you are implementing in order to make sure that you are promoting inclusive education.
Yeah.
That is actually what we are looking out for, and that is exactly what you're doing. No child is left out, nobody is left out. Everybody, you're making sure that everyone in your classroom is really part of the teaching and learning process, and that is really good. All right, and I hope our audience out there are really going to benefit from this video, because this is a real success story that Mr. Charles is sharing with me or with this discussion, so that everyone out there, when you watch and listen to this discussion, you're going to learn more, and then you will take into consideration whatever experiences that he has shared, so that you put in place in order to make sure that your students also benefit from that. All right, so now let's continue with the discussion. Mr. Charles, that is, I must commend you. You are really doing very good, and I like that. All right, so what are some of the things that you put in place to build an inclusive classroom culture?
Yeah, at times it's not very easy as you start, like maybe the semester and you're starting with new students.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, that is our business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that. That is the business.
Yeah, that's our business, to ensure that nobody feel left out.
Okay.
And everybody feel that that is the best class that they need to attend, and they don't want to miss any of those classes.
All right.
One is to feel that when I begin the semester, I usually remind my learners that in that class in my classes we don't have failures.
That is good.
Yeah. That's my opening statement at the beginning of the semester. Because at times mathematics, it's like I have seen globally, it's like most students don't do very well in mathematics.
Okay.
And at times they come with a lot of misconceptions in the class.
Okay.
So one of the things that I try to build in is that everybody feels is a success.
Okay.
In day one, right from day one. And I tell them that I know their worries. I may not know all of them.
Okay.
But I put myself in their shoes.
Okay.
They may be anxious.
All right.
And at times when students are very anxious, they may not do very well. So I remind them that I'm there to work with them. And we are a team. And we are not out there to try to bring each other down, other than try to support each other to get our very best and to bring the best out of ourselves, including the teacher. I also tell them that I'm also there to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things they know that I also don't know. And they should also feel, I also ensure that they also feel appreciated in my class.
Right.
There is that appreciation of we don't judge anybody in the class. So no judgment. We are not judging. It's a no judgment environment.
Judgment free.
Yeah, it's a judgment-free class.
Okay.
So that you also give them the opportunity to like also collaborate in class.
Okay.
And they are also able to give out their views and their opinions.
Okay.
And the other thing that I've also seen that may also break the morale of learners is maybe their peers. And they may also try to bring others down by, like, if a student gives a wrong, maybe a wrong response, they may not get a very good response from their peers. So that is one of the things that I also try to fight with, because we are in a judgment-free environment.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't expect someone to try to bring another down because their response was on the right one.
Okay.
And it is through making mistakes that we have also grown and we have learned.
That's
and
wonderful.
Because in a classroom we are in a learning setup, and we learn best by when we make mistakes, because we know that's what I did the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It was not correct, so today I can repeat it.
Wonderful.
And if you don't try, you can't manage anything. You can't succeed. So you succeed by at times failing.
Mm-hmm.
When you fail, you know these are loophole that I need to seal. So tomorrow you won't mess up.
All right.
Yeah. And the other thing that I also try to bring in class at the very beginning is that I try to encourage learners to feel that they are not in competition with their peers.
All right.
Yeah, it is good to compete, yes, to do the best, but at times don't try to use your friend as your gauge. Okay?
Yeah.
Because at times you may limit yourself,
Mm-hmm.
thinking that your friend is better than you, only that maybe you have not even done the best of yourself to try it even to exploit your potential.
Okay.
So I always try to challenge themselves and so that they can keep on working every day and to bring out the very best out of themselves.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much for that wonderful response.
Yeah.
And that is to ensure that you are building an inclusive classroom culture.
Yeah.
All right. So this happens. You're a general education teacher.
Yeah.
Good. And then you teach an important subject, that is math.
Yeah.
So how do you educate your general education students
Yes.
to understand that students with learning disability in your classroom, they should not look down upon them, or they should rather feel empathy for them, just to ensure that they actually collaborate with themselves, and then also there will not be stigmatization or discrimination? How do you educate those that are not with learning disabilities so that you understand those with disabilities?
Just like I had mentioned earlier, is that I usually tell all my learners that we are not the same. We have different abilities, and we can never be equal. And don't think that you are better than anybody else. Because you may realize that a student may be very good in my class, that is mathematics, but when it comes maybe to English, they are not as good. And I also remind them that I'm not know-it-all also. So even those who may feel as if they may be disadvantaged in one way or the other, it doesn't mean that they are failures.
Right.
Yeah. And given the best platform and the best support, you may even come to realize at the end of it all that they are even, it's only that they were not given the right maybe support or help.
Okay.
You thought they were not as good, but they are very good given time.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've realized that some students at times they lack, like we can say, the confidence, the innate confidence, and they feel as if they can try and they can't even make it. But when given a chance and support, you even see them getting surprised on themselves. Oh,
wow,
I can even do it.
Yeah.
So it is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Mr. English is that easy. I tell them, yes, it's only that at times you don't want to try. So I try to tell them that nobody should be looked down upon because they look this way or that way, and we cannot be the same. So one thing is that let's not try to look down upon anyone. We are here to support each other, and when a friend is there calling for help or support, let's come in. Let's not be judgmental.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are all here to learn, and we are not in a competition. We are here to sharpen each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now this interaction that I want us to have, before that, let me acknowledge our audience who are going to listen to this video or this discussion. All right. I hope you guys are going to learn more from this discussion, because this is a real experience that Mr. Charles is sharing with you guys, so that most of you will put those experiences into practice, so that your student with learning disabilities and those without learning disabilities can really benefit as far as teaching and learning is concerned. Yes, I hope you guys are still enjoying the discussion or the interaction that I'm having with Mr. Charles on the role of inclusion in education. All right, so we are still dealing with, or we are still going on with the discussion. All right, Mr. Charles.
Yes.
I'm still impressed with your experiences or the responses you are sharing with me and then also my audience.
Yeah.
And I must commend you. You are really doing very good, and I like those experiences or those strategies that you are sharing with all of us.
Thank you.
So now I'm gonna ask some few questions when it comes to student impact. How do you track and measure your student progress with when it comes to students with disabilities and those without disabilities? So you're a general education teacher, you have mix of students who are having learning disabilities and those that are not having learning disabilities. So how do you track their progress when it comes to the aspect of students with learning disabilities?
Okay, I can say that I can talk of in general. I can say that every day, of course, we have the daily tasks.
Okay.
Like if you are introducing a new concept,
okay,
of course you go step by step, and as you grow into the topic, you are able to assign, maybe even if it's just small quizzes or even day in day out activities. Even if they are just like maybe 5 sums on individual tasks, you're able to see like even if they may not get everything right, you're able to see it is up to what step they are able to grasp and apply the concepts. So that's one way of trying to see where everybody is at. Okay. There are those who will be maybe at stage 2, stage 3, maybe in a range of 5. You can say there are those who will be able to start on their own and finish. There are those who may go halfway. Others may go more than half. Others may even want to be, they even want maybe you start with them so that they're able now maybe to go to the next step. Maybe you can even take them through like 1 or 2 examples again. So it will depend with the abilities of learners. But of course, as you keep on recording their progress or their scores, we're able to see is there any improvement.
Okay.
Like anytime, like if you're starting on a topic, as you grow into the topic, you're able to see do you have any growth depending on the data, like in the scores that you are recording, and also the ability to perform or to apply various concepts in a given topic. So it's a continuous process.
Okay.
And then you're also able to see are they also able to carry with them other learned concepts that may be required to be applied in another topic maybe.
Okay.
So we also try to look at what do they have also. Are they also able to carry knowledge that they learned earlier into the present lesson? And if not, if you remind them, are they able to apply and also get the new concept that is also being learned? So you're also able to gauge even at times even without giving a lot of maybe questions or even not even assigning any quiz. You're just able to see like the feedback that you get from them, like if you pose a question or if you take a student, so are they able to predict the next step? So that shows understanding, and learning will obviously have taken place if they are able to predict the next step.
All right.
So I can say there are quite a number of ways that you're able to gauge and to track also. Of course, you have to keep the data and keep their scores to try to see are they growing.
All right.
Yeah.
Are they growing or not?
Or
you see whether there is improvement
or not.
not.
Yeah.
All right. And the data you're talking about, That is after you have track and measure their progress or their success.
Yeah.
So how does the data inform your teaching strategies? How does the data inform your teaching strategies?
So my data can be a pointer in such a way that if somebody has surpassed maybe this level, that one can guide me like to give more challenging work.
Okay.
And if the data that I have doesn't show like the concept was understood or assimilated, that one will tell me that I need to go back, reteach, do like remedial. See that?
Yeah.
Because there is no, it's not like I told you from the onset that we are not saying that this one is a shoe that should fit everybody.
That's true.
So there are some who still feel that they didn't get some concepts. So that one will inform you that you need to reteach.
Okay.
And also maybe bring in or employ different strategies or tactics. Maybe there are some who didn't get the way you introduced that. You can try to look for other measures like how do I approach it so that this learner also benefits.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you share a success story that you have effectively collaborated with some special education teachers that has really play a role in making sure that a student with learning disabilities students with learning disabilities has really excel or has successfully improved or passed your class?
Like I'll give you a case of one of my learners in last semester.
Okay.
And this is a learner who had we can say emotional disorder.
Okay.
And she would not be able to interact with her peers.
Okay.
And this is not a student who will even raise her hand to ask a question.
Okay.
But I had taught her earlier in another semester in another course.
Okay.
And I saw that she came with a lot of anxiety right from day one, that she was predicting failure, but I was able to work with her and collaborate with her resource teacher, and we were able to walk her through. I saw her made a very big stride last semester, that from the last course she didn't do very well, but she managed to pass.
Okay.
But this time, other than just passing, she scored very well, and she was even very confident that although after our mini lesson I would go around and go try to work with her, at times I would see that she was confident. She would try, if she was not able to finish like the work in the lesson, she would ask for more time, which of course I would give. And I saw that she had the confidence of attempting and doing good. And other than that, other than just attempting, she even grew in the course.
Okay.
And she was even now worried of now not scoring very well.
Wow.
So that one I can say that that's a case in point that I can say that I touched someone, and I also felt that I did something good. Because this student at the end of the semester came and told me this is one of the best classes so far.
Wow.
Since I was in elementary. For this course, although I had taught her in another semester.
Okay.
She told me that this semester I feel this is one of the best math classes that I ever had.
That's wonderful.
Although at times she would feel as if she was overwhelming because the other students who also want attention, and at times I would not give her a lot of support. We would have the brain book, and she would come in and we would work together. And I can tell you she became very confident. And other than just being worried of just doing the daily tasks, now she even became worried of, am I going to maintain this high score? I told her, yes, you have been doing it. Why not?
All right.
Yeah, and I remember there was one of those days that she got even frustrated, and she was not, she felt quite bad, and she went to her resource teacher and we talked about it, and I told her, I usually tell you I'm here because of you. So don't feel frustrated and feel as if you are going to fail.
Yeah.
In my class I told you can fail. You are here to work with you, provided you are ready to put in the work.
That's great.
So that is one of the learners that I felt I did a lot of work.
Okay.
and I also feel that she went clear the semester.
Right.
And having achieved something good for herself.
Right.
Yeah, so I feel good about it also.
That's great. I like that story, or that success story that you have shared. So, and I hope my audience are going to benefit from this, and they will also make sure that they put this into practice so that they can also make a difference in students' life, especially when it comes to learning disabilities.
Yeah.
All right. So with all these types of things that we have discussed, you can't work with, as a general education teacher, you can't work with, or you can't collaborate with special education teachers without facing challenges.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you that, what are some of the challenges that you have faced working with or collaborating with special education teachers, and how do you manage to overcome those challenges?
I think I can talk over maybe the limited time. Maybe you may have to have like a one-on-one conversation, or like a meeting with a teacher, because of maybe you can say lack of common time, like to meet and share.
Okay.
That is one of the challenges that I have seen, because at times you want to reach out, but the resource teacher may also be engaged in his or her class. So in such a case, you may find you may not really get the best, and looking at our schedule, we are a bit tight.
Okay.
But I can say that has not been a very major hindrance to me serving the students with various challenges.
Okay.
I have tried to contact them using emails.
Okay.
That is one, writing them emails and trying to inform them of maybe the support I was looking for, or maybe anything that I may want from them. At times I may also spare a few minutes, maybe by the end of the day I may pass by and try to share what kind of support or any concern that I may have.
Okay.
So I've also tried to work around about it, although our timelines are a bit strict.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish we may have like common times where we would maybe meet at times and share.
Okay.
And maybe talk and see how best we can serve our students.
That's very well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And,
Thank you.
This question that I asked is actually the last question that I have
Okay.
for us to interact. Yes, because you can have successes, or you can't work hard and then you just achieve everything smoothly without not facing challenges. So that is why I ask this question, so that I can know some of the challenges and how you manage to overcome those challenges. And that's very good. So I hope this discussion will help my audience and any other person that will listen to this or watch this video, because this discussion is really going to help you in order to also put in these experiences, so that you will help to promote inclusion when it comes to education, because the role is to make sure that we are ensuring or improving inclusive education.
Yeah, and every child is learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No child is left out, and that is very, very wonderful. So I really appreciate, and I'm very grateful that you accepted my invitation.
Thank you, sir.
You were able to make it here.
Anytime.
All right. But I didn't have any question to also ask.
Maybe like just like maybe as a general education teacher, maybe what can be one of the advice that you can give maybe to me as a general education teacher, and also maybe to my colleagues also, to excel or to be better in handling
all right,
students with various needs.
All right, thank you very much. That question is very, very important. And one of the things that I will share, or responding to that question, I would say, general education teachers, you guys should always try to put or to consider the students' accommodations. Okay.
Yeah.
It is the responsibility of the special education teachers to share the students' accommodation to you guys, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you don't take those accommodations into consideration, you may not be able to meet the unique needs of those students.
Yeah.
Because the accommodations are going to give you the directions, the ways, the easiest ways in order for you to meet that student's unique needs.
I get you.
So it's just like a direction.
Yeah.
So that is why every semester, not just a school year, because some of the students will change their schedules.
Yeah.
This next after the first semester.
Yeah.
So every semester, the special education teachers will share the students' accommodations to those general education teachers, so that they can take those accommodations into consideration.
Yeah.
But if they decide not to take those accommodations into consideration, the student will not be able to meet his or her unique needs. You will try, the general education, you will try your possible best, but you may not find things easy.
Yeah.
And I like that because, I'm saying this because you really respected, or you've really taken into consideration students' accommodation. Because even when I asked you one of the questions, you were able to make mention that.
Yeah.
When you look at, or when you look through the students' accommodation.
Yeah, I usually try to. Yeah. I usually try to do my best in trying to look at the accommodations and what is it that I can do to help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is one of my greatest concerns.
Yeah.
And even before I start anything, I try to see who are these that are in high need. Yeah.
And what I also do is that, I know you general education teachers, you have a lot going on. When it comes to teaching and learning, it's not easy because you are dealing with a large number of students in the classroom. Yeah. So sometimes, due to your busy schedules, you may forget the accommodation. So what I do is that, or what I normally do as a special education teacher, is that every beginning or the first week of every semester, I will take my students through their accommodations and modifications, so that they themselves will be aware. So that when my student goes to Mr. Charles' class, Mr. Charles is busy teaching and all those things, maybe due to that, you may forget the student's accommodation. Then the student can say, Mr. Charles, please, I have this amount, my accommodation. I have extended time, preferential seating. Or small group test and whatever. You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yes, and at the end of the day, it's just like a reminder.
Yeah.
The student will just remind the teacher, and the teacher will make sure that those things will be catered for.
Yeah, I've seen some of them respond on that line.
Exactly. Yeah. So that is it.
Times they may see you are quite busy and they remind you.
Yeah.
Or they make a request.
Yes. And another thing is just to try to go to the students. Just go to them. Just go to the student and ask them what they think I can do to help you.
Yeah.
And most of the time, some of them don't want to be questioned, or they don't want to be interacted with when they are in the midst of their colleagues.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, you call them and then you just talk to them. You say, I respect you. No one is here. I just want to ask you, what do you think I can do to help you?
Yeah.
Because the role is for you to, or the aim is for you to succeed. So I want you to succeed. And I like that you said that this class, nobody fails.
Yeah. Nobody is a failure in my class.
So if you come to this class with the mindset that, you may fail. No, you gotta change up your mind.
Yeah.
Because you're not coming here to fail.
No, yeah, we don't have failures in my class. Yes. We don't have them. Our business is to succeed.
Judgment-free class.
Yeah.
Alright, so thank you very much. I think, do you have any other question, or that is it?
For now, that is it.
Alright, no problem. Thank you very much.
But of course, we're always interacting with you. Anytime I have anything, I'll just reach out.
Yeah, just reach out to you, and then and I will definitely invite you again, because we have a lot of discussions to put out there, so that our people or our audience can really benefit.
No problem. We encourage them to keep in touch.
Okay.
Any other question or any other time they may want us to come and address them or talk to them, we are here.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are here to grow.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you very much. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment, so that you can get topics like this or content like this. And until next time, please stay kind and stay inclusive. Thank you, and see you next in my video.
Bye.
Bye.